Hello learners, this is the first video of my Java tutorials. Before we start coding, we should learn some basics of Java technology. So this is the introductory video to explain the basics of Java technologies and the programming language and the basic terminology. So in this video we are covering the following topics. The first topic is about Java and the second topic is history of Java, third topic is Java terminology and the main Java features. So the topic is about Java. The question arises, why should I learn this technology? Whereas other technology is also there in the market. So I will give you the brief answer for this question. More than 3 billion mobile devices are running on Java platform and 97% of computers of companies is work on Java. And there are more than 9 million of Java developer worldwide. 125 million television appliances run Java. And there are variety of applications developed in Java programming language. Some of them varieties are Java mobile applications, GUI Java applications such as media player, cloud-based Java applications such as Google App Engine, web-based applications, online forms, Google Slides, Gmail. These are the examples of web-based applications. Enterprise applications. Examples of enterprise applications are ERP solutions, CRM solutions, etc. And game also developed in Java programming language. That's why Java became the foremost choice for the software developers. Now let's move to our next topic, which is history of Java. The Java platform and the language began as an internal project at the Sun Microsystem in December 1990, providing an alternative to the C and C++ programming language. Engineer Patrick Norton had become increasingly frustrated with the state of Sun's C and C++ application programming interfaces and tools, as well as with the way new project was handled by organization. Envisioned the creation of a small team that could work autonomously without the bureaucracy that was the stalling other Sun's projects. McNally forwarded the message to the other important people at the Sun, and the Stealth Project started. The Stealth Project was soon renamed to the Green Project, with James Gosselin and Mike Sheridan joining Norton. Together with other engineers, they began work in a small office on Stan Hill Road in Menlo Park, California. They aimed to develop new technology for programming next generation smart appliances, which Sun expected to offer major new opportunities. The team originally considered using C++, but rejected it for several reasons because they were developing an embedded system with limited resources. They decided that C++ needed too much memory and that its complexity led to developer errors. The language lack of garbage collection means that programmer had to manually manage system memory, a challenging and error-prone task. The team also worried about the language's lack of portable facilities for security distributed programming and threading. Finally, they wanted a platform that would port easily to all type of devices. Primary, the name of Java language was Oak. Sun renamed the Oak language to Java after a trademark search revealed that Oak technology used to the name Oak. Sun priced Java license below cost to gain market share. Let's get into the version history of Java. So first Sun released JDK 1.1 on February 1997. Major addition included an extensive retooling of the abstract window toolkit also known as the AWT, event model. Inner classes added to the language Java Beans and Java database connectivity also added in the JDK 1.1. And JSE 1.2 launched on 8 December 1998, code name Playground, and J2SE 1.3 on 8 May 2000, code name Castrel. JSE 1.4 6 February 2002, code name Merlin, and JSE 5.0 released on 30 September 2004. This is code name is Tiger. Java SE 6, which is released on 11 December 2006, code name Mustang. Java SE 7, released on 28 July 2011, code name Dolphin. Java SE 12 was released on March 2019. So after this topic, we move on the next topic, which is Java terminology. So before learning Java, one must be familiar with these common terms of Java. So the first term is Java Virtual Machine. This is generally referred to as JVM. There are three execution phases of a program. They are written, compiled, and run the program. Writing a program is done by a Java programmer like you and me. The compilation is done by the Java C compiler, which is primary Java compiler included in the Java development kit. It takes the Java program as input and generates bytecode as output. In the running phase of the program, JVM executes the bytecode generated by the compiler. Now we understood that the function of Java Virtual Machine is to execute the bytecode produced by the compiler. The second term is bytecode. The bytecode is generated by the compiler, which is compiled the source code. The Java C compiler of the JDK compiled the Java source code into bytecode so that it can be executed by the JVM. It is saved as a .class file by the compiler. The third term is Java Development Kit. While we are using the term JDK, we about bytecode and JVM. So, as the name suggested, it is the complete Java Development Kit that includes everything, including compiler, Java runtime environment, Java debuggers, Java documentations, etc. For the program to execute in Java, we need to install JDK on our computer in order to create, compile, and run the Java program. The fourth term is Java runtime environment, JRE. JDK includes JRE. JRE installation on our computer allows the Java program to run. However, we cannot compile it. JRE includes a browser, JVM, applet support, and plugins. For running the Java program, a computer needs JRE. The fifth term is garbage collector. In Java, programmers can't delete the objects. To delete or recollect that memory, JVM has a program called garbage collector. Garbage collector can recollect the objects that are not referenced, so that Java makes the life of a programmer easy by handling memory management. However, programmers should be careful about their code, whether they are using objects that have been used for a long time, because garbage cannot recover the memory of objects being referenced. And the sixth one is the class path. The class path is a file path where the Java runtime and the Java compiler look for .class file to load. By default, JDK provides many libraries. If you want to include external libraries, they should be added to the class path. So move on the next topic, which is main features of Java. So the first feature of Java is platform independent. Compiler, so the platform independent we can understand by the compiler converts source code to the bytecode and then JVM executes the bytecode generated by the compiler. The bytecode can run on any platform, be it Windows, Linux or Mac OS, which means if we compile a program on Windows, we can run it on Linux and it's vice versa. Each operating system has a different JVM, but the output produced by all the OS is the same after the execution of the bytecode. That is why we call Java a platform independent language. The second feature of Java is object oriented programming language. Organizing the program in terms of a collection of objects is a way of object oriented programming, each of which represent an instance of the class. The four main concepts of object oriented programming are abstraction, encapsulation, inheritance, and polymorphism. So, these 4 points we will discuss in detail in our later on videos. So the third feature of Java is simple. Java is one of the simple languages as it does not have complex features like pointers, operators, overloading, multiple inheritance, and explicit memory allocation. The fourth is Java is robust. Java language is robust, which means reliable. It is developed in such a way that it puts a lot of effort into checking errors as early as possible. That is why the Java compiler is able to detect even those errors that are not easy to detect by another programming language. The main feature of Java that make it robust are garbage collection, exception handling, and memory allocation. And the next feature is secure. In Java, we don't have pointers, so we cannot access out of bound arrays. That is, it shows array index out of bound exception. If we try to do so, that's why several security flaws like stack corruption or buffer overflow are impossible to exploit in Java. Also, Java program run in an environment that is independent of the OS environment, which makes Java program more secure. Next feature is distributed. We can create distributed application using Java programming language. Remote method invocation and enterprise Java beans are used for creating distributed applications in Java. Java programs can be easily distributed on one or more systems that are connected to each other through an internet connection. Next is multi-threading. Java supports multi-threading. It is a Java feature that allows concurrent execution of two or more parts of program for maximum utilization of CPU. Next is portable. As we know, Java code written on machine can be run on another machine. The platform independent feature of Java, in which its platform independent bytecode can be taken to any platform for execution, makes Java portable. The next point is high performance. The Java architecture is defined in such a way that it reduces overhead during the runtime. At some times, Java uses just-in-time compiler, where the compiler compiles the code on demand basis, where it only compiles those methods that are called making application to execute faster. Dynamic flexibility. Java being completely object oriented gives us flexibility to add classes, new methods to existing classes, and even create a new classes through subclasses. Java even supports functions written in other languages such as C, C++, which are referred to as a native methods. Next feature is sandbox execution. Java programs runs in a separate space that allows user to execute their application without affecting the underlying system with help of bytecode verifier. Bytecode verifier also provide additional security as its role is to check the code of any violation of access. Next feature is write once, run anywhere. As discussed above, Java application generates a .class file that corresponds to our application but contains code in binary format. It provides is architectural neutral as bytecode is not dependent on any machine architecture. It is the primary reason Java is used in the enterprise using IT industries globally worldwide. And the power of compilation and interpretation. Most languages are designed with the purpose of either they are compiled language or they interpreted language. But the Java integrates arising enormous power as Java compiles the source code to bytecode and JVM executes this bytecode to machine OS dependent executable code. So these are the some features of Java which makes it first choice of Java developers. So in the next video, we will talk about making system Java friendly. That means we configure our system to run the Java programs on our machine. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe my channel for getting my upcoming videos.